Hello, I'm Kads and welcome to today's video. So once again, the altar is alight, meaning that it is once again time for 2x on perfect souls for the mortal and immortal soul stones. So we're going to be pulling some soul stones today for this iteration of the event. Now for starters, I do want to acknowledge that I totally messed up. And you can see here that my Titan event is gone. I made a community tab post about me claiming the 5-star soul for Armands. And unfortunately for me, that could have got me like 600-ish points in the soul chase that we could take a look at. So shame on me for not thinking ahead a little bit as far as some other content creators did, that you'd be able to claim those souls as credit for the soul chase tournament. I should have known, because this one is exactly 4 weeks since the last one. So I could have done the calendar math to know that it was going to be during this week. At least it would have been 4 weeks after the previous one. So shame on me. So missed out on, basically getting to the Void Shard more or less for free. So I'll keep that in mind. Next time there's a Titan event, I'll have to think about, or a Titan event featuring souls, split souls for the Fusion Champion or whoever. I'll have to think about keeping that in mind, the proximity to the next Soul Chase tournament before claiming said souls. But anyways, this is the same reward structure as the last time, with the increased milestones relative to the increased odds of getting 6-star perfect souls from the immortal and mortal soul stones. And so we'll try our luck. Last time, I think we were able to get all the way out to 1450, the first legendary tome. That gives you some good RNG. But we'll see what happens. And now let's hop over to the altar and take a look at the soulstone count. So in this case, we have 96 on the mortals, we have 10 on the immortals, and 0 on the eternals. Notably, you can see here that we do have 5,000 coins, so technically I could have 101 mortal soul stones, but I am waiting for the mission to spend 5,000 lesser soul coins, and so we're going to hold on to that until that mission comes along. So unfortunately, we're going to miss out on, I guess, another 10 pop for this particular session, but no big deal. We'll save it for the next time. I don't think it's going to matter all that much. So as usual, I do like to pull my mortals exclusively in sets of 10 to always get the immortal soul coin. So we're going to pull 90 of those to start, and then we'll start diving into the immortal soul stones. My typical rule with those is that I start on the edge of pulling 5 and then pull more if need be, if we're close to some good reward in the soulstone chase, or if we're feeling lucky, we're feeling hot with the stuff that we get out of them. When it comes to the wish list, we've made a good amount of changes. First off, Narcisse, well, I guess Narcisse is still there. He's the same, because believe it or not, in the past 4 weeks, I have literally not seen his 2-star soul come into the soul merchant shop or whatever. So I bought the first star, 1 star from the merchant, and literally in the past month, the second level has not come up. So we will just see if we can pull a higher level for him, just getting it out of the soul stones. That'd be pretty nice. Herndig's always been there, and then Tomb Lord is the new addition, because I would like to get Phantom Touch on him. He has no blessing at all whatsoever, and that could be, or would be, useful in my Fire Knight team. For the epics, last time we were able to get a 6-star soul from my Rian the Conjurer, who I do use a lot for bomb setup in the arena, and then we were also able to get a relatively high blessing level or Woad Painted, so 2 epics were chopped off the list, and so we're putting in Whisper. I do have her already at 3 stars. I've purchased those with Essence over the weeks, and then looking for improvements on Genbo. I think he has a 2-star for the attack, and then Rector Drath has 2-star as well. Rares have not really changed, so anything above, I think, a 4-star would probably be an upgrade for any and all of these rares. And we don't have to linger too long on it this time around, because nothing has changed, but I do always like to mention that there is a tab in the spreadsheet linked in the description box down below for Soulstone Summoning, where we do have all of the rates here, and we do have this cool switch where you can toggle between the 2x for 6-star perfect souls being on or off if you want to see how it affects the estimated rates. And again, to reiterate, we do have the raw odds of getting each, or the average points of in terms of raw odds, meaning that this is the absolute, including all likelihood of all things, even if they're extremely unlikely, particularly from the mortal soul coins or mortal soul stones. And then we have a more realistic small sample truncated average, meaning that if you're pulling a handful, a small amount of them, you're more likely to get around 4 per mortal, for example. So again, if you guys want to check that spreadsheet out, it is in the description box down below. So let's go ahead and get to these summons here. We're gonna have to make some space along the way fairly quickly, because I don't have a ton, and I don't know, I don't really feel compelled to spend my gems on Soulstone or Soul Space, so to speak. So maybe that's something I'll think about in the future. But for the most part, I don't mind cycling through and just kind of selling things as they go. 97 points. That is a good start. That is closer to the raw odds average, so that's pretty stellar. I guess 5-star Frozen Magic. She's not on the wish list, believe it or not, but that is most certainly an upgrade for her. So I guess a boost to her damage for my brutal team for Demon Lord Clan Boss that I used just to get that rare, use a rare on your team. Mission complete. Armentine Skeleton, don't use him, so that's probably going to get sold. 2-star for my Cold Heart. I think both of them have at least 2 stars, so that's unfortunate. Sanguini, I think 2-star is an upgrade for her. Faceless, that might be some attack on him, so that's pretty good. Fenshi, I think I actually have a 3-star, but nonetheless, pretty good rates there. Again, 97 being the point. Starting Thug, I don't really use. Second 10 pop, can we match the first one? 97, that's a pretty good start. Wish list again. It definitely does work. You know, it feels like it's more often than you might think, at least for my experience so far. 400. So talk about matching. The last one we smashed it out of the park. I guess, yeah, 6-star Alaric the Hooded. I do not actually have that champion. He was a part of a fusion, I think, right when I was starting the game. I think he was for Pixneal or something like that. So I didn't do her fusion, and I didn't do any of the events because that's literally when I was starting the game, so I just couldn't do it early game. And so I don't actually have him on my account at all, but nonetheless, he might come in clutch. Or if I ever pull him, he might come in clutch for one of the Cursed City stages where you have to use a certain amount of awakening. 6-star Kale is most certainly an upgrade for him. So that's a super powered Phantom Touch, which will help in Doom Tower Hard Secret Rooms and any Cursed City stages where he's applicable. Franox, don't really use her. Grimskin, don't use him. And again, Rector is redundant because I already have a higher tier on her. So this should be the last of the initial set of 10. Mythical. Ooh, Gizmek, 1-star. Okay, that's good because I do have him. Yeah, laughing because of the just remembering that insane Soulstone session from a few days ago. But yeah, so that'll be nice, I guess. Bonus HP for him. I don't really, I guess Brimstone probably breathe it. No, actually, I plan to build him without any accuracy because he doesn't need it as long as he has full crit rate. So I'll have to think about what blessing will actually make sense for him. 2-star Herndig, that's exactly where he is, unfortunately, so that's not helpful. But hey, we hit the wish list on legendaries, which is nice. Rearguard Sergeant, I guess that's upgraded for her. I don't think she has a blessing. Lich, don't really use, and Kitus, don't really use him either. All right, space has been made, so let's carry on with the next 10 pop here. Now, I know there are some Marius missions for like selling or getting a certain amount of soul coins via selling souls, but I believe that's on like either section 2 or 3, so it's a while away for me because I'm still in section 1, so I'm not too concerned about that. You know, I don't mind waiting another month or whatever for the missions. I'm not in a rush to get Marius, so I'll get to the missions when I get there, and there's going to be another soul chase in the future eventually where I will be able to collect all of these and sell them for that mission when it comes up. 1-star Nishek, already have him at 2-star, so not really an upgrade. Basher, I think I have him at 4-star, so nothing much there. So yeah, a bunch of rares, not much to talk about. Next 10 pop here, and it's gonna be, I was gonna say something else, I'm trying to remember what it was, but there's something else to mention. Maybe it'll come back to me, but oof, this is looking bleak. Yeah, bleak. Okay, 14, not much. Say all rares. I don't, yeah, no rares that I actually use from that set. Oh, 3-star, not too amazing. Legendary, ew. Kandrafon, we don't like that. Ooh, 6-star Rector Drath. Okay, 6X. The 2X is definitely on. That is perfect. Now I have to go think about which epic to replace her with, but that is 6-star Miracle Heal for Hydra, which is super strong. So now it's 100% chance to actually restore a max HP. So every time she's given the chance or opportunity, she's going to do it, which is great. Obviously, it gets her a bunch of bonus stats as well. Might as well do that one together because that's pretty cool. So yeah, huge upgrade for Rector Drath. Awesome. We'll take that. Okay, wishlist works, man. I know there are some people that are skeptical and it feels like it's just not gonna hit. But when it does, oh, it hits and it feels so good. So I'm going to go make some space and think about which epic is going to replace her slot in the on the wish list. All right, we have replaced Rector Drath with Husk. So hoping for 6-star on him. That'd be great. That'd be a super crushing rend, which would be excellent for Hydra. I still use him in my Nightmare Hydra team. But let's carry on. We got 3 more 10 pops to go on the Mortals. It's been pretty good so far, honestly. Hitting 2 6-star epics is a substantial amount of points. We'll check in on the Soul Chase once I finish these 3 10 pops, but we should be at least in the conversation potentially to get the legendary tome. We should at least be like 2/3 of the way there, so we'll see how close the immortals can get us. Basilisk 3-star, I think that's an upgrade for him. I haven't actually built him to 60, but I do want to use him for like secret rooms or Cities and Tronos with like a stun set or something like that. So I think he's like half built, so I'll have to sort that out eventually. Mythical 1-star our base. I think that's a dupe of one that she already has. I think, well, they're adding a few more mythicals, so I guess I can't say that I have like soul for every mythical in the game anymore, but I have a majority of them at least 1-star along the way. Harvest Jack don't have. Lauren the Cutter, I did build him for a secret room, so this gives him some bonus HP and some bonus attack, which is great. Upgrade for him. Endure the Hunger, I think he is at 1 or 2 stars already. I use him in Faction Wars, so that's not much of a change there. 1-star Missionary, not much to get excited about. 3-star Lady of Erith, don't have her, so, but it is good for points. 1-star Walking Tomb Drang, I have him at 2 stars already, so that's not really an upgrade. Okay, so I'm going to make some space, and then we're going to check in on the Soul Chase and just see how close to the juicy rewards we are. Okay, so checking in on the Soul Chase tournament, we've got some great news here. We're at 1,165 points, so 300 to go for a legendary tome, which is very, very tempting. So we have 10 immortals to work with, and so we can kind of see if we can start to get some pretty good RNG from those, and see if we can get, you know, another 300-ish points. We're going to save the energy for tomorrow and beyond because there is a fusion starting tomorrow. And while we're on the subject of Immortal Soulstones, I know there is some talk about the potential for using your soul coins to buy immortals now that we have 2x on Perfect Souls. And I don't know, I'm a little bit on the fence. I'm not convinced that that's the best use per se for coins relative to the guaranteed return of eventually buying the souls from the soul merchant, just because yes, RNG could deliver it to you in your next Immortal Soulstone, or it could take 50 Immortal Soulstones just to get the one thing that you're looking for, and it might even be a 3-star, the one champion you're looking for. So I'm not entirely convinced. I need to see a little bit more evidence, maybe a little deep dive from Saf or something like that to break down or compare the two as far as the odds of getting who you actually want out of the Immortal Soulstone, even with the 2x on Perfect Souls, etc. So I'm still going to use them to buy essence, but I will consider in the future saving them or potentially buying Immortal Soulstones instead. So 300 points to go. Let's see if we can get that done on the first one. 6-star epic. Oh, legendary. Hey, that's pretty good. 3-star for Countess Lix. Do not have her, but 40 in the bank. Next one, can we keep it going? Honestly, you know, legendary would be great, but honestly, I would probably be more in the market for like 5-star epic. I think that's worth like 200, 300 points or something like that. 4-star Fencer, not going to do it. 4-star Rare, more specifically, it was like 6 points or something. So that's not really going to help us there. Mythical 3-star. Whoa. Okay, we're done. Hey, that's it. We take those. I don't have Aphodus, but 750 points for a 5-star Mythical Soul, and that's it. We get the Legendary Tome, and perfectly also we get the Eternal Soul Coins. That's pretty good. So yeah, okay. Yeah, 1-star for him can definitely go in the bin because we now have a 5-star. If we ever get Aphodus in the future, then we have that set. So that was very, very brief. Let me sell this one as well. Like I said, I'll worry about the Maris missions when they come up, but I think that, there's going to be plenty of soul chases in the future where we're going to have the opportunity to sell those. So I'm not in a rush for him. And yeah, oh wow, we shot past it. Okay, what else do we get? Is that a mythical tome or something? I forget what's up here. Oh, mythical chaos ore, close enough. So yeah, I'm not going to be greedy. We're not going to go out there for the second legendary tome. We will cut our losses. We only had to pull 3 immortals, and we were able to get on top of the 90 mortals. We're able to get out to nearly 2,000 points. Am I near the top? Hey, I might be able to squeeze out some relentless here, depending on, well, I don't know. These guys are pretty close. So if this holds, then I might be able to get some rare relentless out of the mix as well, which is pretty lucrative in my opinion. I know rare isn't super popular and like you can't re-roll it or anything like that, but if you get the right stats on a rare piece, especially on the bottom section, then yeah, it's useful. Relentless is very, very hard to come by, and definitely not going to compete with the people getting 5,000 plus. So there you go. That's going to do it for today's video, featuring the latest iteration of the super boosted 2x Perfect Soul, 6-star Perfect Soul on the Soul Chase tournament. So I'm pretty satisfied overall. I mean, we got a couple of upgrades, I think. Well, maybe one big upgrade there was the 6-star Rector Wrath, which is massive for my account. And I guess we can take a look at her stats real quick so you can see the improvements. So I already had her at 2-star before, meaning she already had the HP and she already had the attack, but we're gaining 450 defense, we're getting 10 speed, crit damage is irrelevant, but also the 60 resistance and 60 accuracy. So she's closer to 550 resistance now, which is pretty stellar, and just quite a bit faster. I guess 10 speed is nothing to sniff at. So pretty substantial upgrade there, but not much else for anything. Like I mentioned, like my Hern Dig somewhere up here is already at 2-star, so that was redundant. We didn't get a 2-star for King Narcissus, would have been great. So we still didn't pull him, and I still have Eternal Soul coins, so I'm going to use those for Essence, or I still have Eternal Soul Essence, so I'm going to use those to try and upgrade him slowly over time, at least to get him to 4-star for the HP and the crit damage. That'll be pretty lucrative on him. But yeah, the grind continues. We'll see what we can get on the next iteration of the Soul Chase. So let me know what you guys were able to get from your soul stones in the comment section down below if you were able to pull your soul stones for this iteration of the Soul Chase tournament. And as always, if you did find this video helpful, then be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content just like this one in the future. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.